Welcome back to Marcus Cooks. If this is your first video, welcome. I'm glad to have you, and I hope you enjoy. Today we're going to conquer the chicken breast. Everyone knows that the chicken breast can sometimes be dry and worst off, tasteless. That ends today. We're going to make a bacon wrapped Hawaiian stuffed chicken breast with the teriyaki glaze. Let's get started. This is a quick view of our ingredients today. The chicken breast, soy sauce and brown sugar, a cup of pineapple juice, a teaspoon of ginger, some garlic powder, shaved ham, pineapple rings, and of course, the bacon. This is one boneless chicken breast encapsulated in some saran wrap. What we're using this for is so that we can tenderize the chicken breast. To tenderize it, I'm using a bottle of balsamic vinegar, but you can use a wine bottle or a meat tenderizer. Just something nice and solid to help tenderize the meat. Now to do it, just give it some nice wax to flatten out the meat, break down those fibers, and tenderize that meat. The goal is to flatten it out, so don't be afraid to use a little pressure. You want to start at the thicker pieces of meat and move your way out. You want to apply pressure, but not too much pressure so that you don't tear the meat. Adjust your saran wrap as needed so that you don't get chicken juice all over the counter. All right, that looks good. We'll remove the saran wrap. And as you can see, here's our chicken breast, nice and flat and perfect for stuffing. This is just low sodium ham that I got from the deli. I chose the low sodium because we're going to also have soy sauce in the teriyaki. That'll help it not be too salty. We're also not putting additional salt on the chicken. Again, the reason being, we're going to have ham, bacon, and teriyaki sauce. There will be plenty of flavor with that combination there. We have the ham, the pineapple rings. Then we flip over the other half of the chicken breast. And voila. Now we're going to add the bacon. Going to make an X shape, or some may call it a bowl made out of bacon. I know that's kind of a bad joke. Let's get our second piece wrapped around there. This is a lot of protein, a lot of flavor. There we go. Our chicken breasts are ready for the oven. I'm going to get my hands washed real quick. Then we're going to add some rosemary and thyme just to give it some additional flavor and nice aroma for when the chicken is baking. Then we'll get it put in the oven. Be right back. Now that my hands are clean, I'm going to add a little thyme to the top of the chicken. Gives it a little color and a very nice aroma. Again, we're not adding any additional seasoning like salt or pepper today because all of the seasoning is packed into the bacon, ham, and pineapple that we have surrounding the chicken. A little rosemary on there. Next, we're going to put these into the oven for about 45 minutes on 400 degrees. I wish you could be here, that way you could smell this stuff cooking. And now that our chicken's in the oven, we're going to go ahead and make our sweet teriyaki sauce. To start out, we're going to add a cup of pineapple juice. We're going to turn the stove onto medium-high heat. The next ingredient is the brown sugar. After that, we're going to add our soy sauce. As you can see, the brown sugar is starting to reduce down and dissolve. The next ingredient is a teaspoon of ginger. Then lastly, we'll add a little bit of garlic powder. It's about a teaspoon there. Next, we'll start mixing this up. Again, the goal is to make sure that we break down that sugar and get it nice and dissolved. We don't want any clumps of anything in our teriyaki sauce. If there's clumps in there, it'll begin to burn. So make sure that we get this nice and mixed. And after that, we'll just let it boil. After it boils, we'll let it reduce down. The whole process of making the teriyaki sauce will be about 10 minutes. Continue to monitor our teriyaki sauce as it begins to boil, ensuring to continue to swirl those ingredients around to make sure that we don't get anything burning on the bottom of the pan. If it looks like it's going to overflow, maybe lift it up some to remove it from the heat, just to give it a chance to cool down. Then we'll set it back on the heat and reduce the heat down to medium. This part's a little tedious, but it's necessary because the teriyaki sauce is the cherry on top of this chicken. There we go. Our teriyaki sauce has reduced down to a nice syrupy consistency. Now that our chicken is still finishing up, we'll reduce this down to warm so that it keeps it nice and loose. It's now been 45 minutes and these bacon wrapped bundles of goodness are ready to eat. I'll get them plated up and let you know how they taste. This here is proof that you can conquer the chicken breast. Just look at that crispy bacon wrapped around the chicken breast. It's been basting it for about 45 minutes, just infusing it with flavor. The ham and pineapples just bursting out of that pocket, just begging to be enjoyed. Let's take a bite. Wow, that is delicious. The four components of the bacon, pineapple, ham, and chicken all blend perfectly together. The sweet and saltiness of the teriyaki sauce balance everything together. It's just savory goodness. You are definitely going to love this recipe. I had a blast cooking this recipe for you here today, and I hope you enjoyed the bacon wrapped Hawaiian stuffed chicken breast with teriyaki glaze as much as I do. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Consider subscribing to Marcus Cooks, as we'll have new videos every Saturday at 11 a.m. And please share this video with any of your friends who hate tasteless chicken breast. And until next time, don't just eat, but savor the flavor. Take care.